Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Bella Humiliates Herself, attempting to be funny. I'm sorry if you can hear any background noise. I've attempted to get my family to be quiet, but they just are who they are, so we'll see how it goes. I am going to try and do a short little bit of my stand-up kit for you, but I think that I want to try like two different portions, so I'm gonna do like the first portion and then a different portion, and I've got my script here in front of me, so I'm gonna see how this goes. So if I'm like starting and then cutting off and then starting to a different section, I'll explain what I'm doing, but it might seem a little choppy. Okay, without further ado, here we go. A common talking point for many people is family. Whether it's first date conversation, lunchroom gossip in the workplace, or catching up with a close friend, family is a go-to topic. Now, this can go many different ways. You've got the moms that never shut up about how wonderful and amazing their kid is. Yeah, Gretchen is in the top 10 of her class. She was at 11, but she just has the best work ethic and kicked it into gear these past few months. We really think she's going to be the smartest kid in her first grade class. She'll probably end up valedictorian. Or, oh, your little Tommy did so well batting last night. Our Steven is batting at 294 and is only a 5th grader. We can't even believe it. We're going to start looking at colleges with strong baseball programs because we just know he will make the MLB. Then you've got the, my family is too unbearable to talk about, so I'll give you minimal information until you get the hint and quit asking types. So, how's your mom doing? Is she liking having you closer to home? Yeah. And your dad, is he still fishing every weekend? Mm-hmm. Gosh, you just have the best parents. I really miss seeing them. Yep, they're pretty great. You've got your normal family talk conversationalists, the ones that never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, even ask about family. And then there are those that you don't really know what category to put them under, but they make you wish you never asked in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my category. Okay, so that's the first part that I wanted to go over. Now let's see. Okay. Here's the last section that I wanted to review with you guys. Well, Bella, just because your dad is reading a book about hillbillies doesn't really prove what you're saying. Oh, my friend. Just you wait. One year my grandpa invited me. Oh, I'm sorry. Every year my grandfather attends a family reunion for a part of the family that only my dad and his siblings have ever met. My cousins and I were never allowed to go. One year my grandpa invited me along. His only instructions were to bring my guitar and a cup. An odd combination, but I went with it without asking any questions. I thought maybe the cup would accompany the musical aspect that the guitar was going to go with. After driving for what seemed like years in what appeared to be the smack dab middle of uninhabited nowhere, we arrive at a barn with a trailer nearby. An odd place for a family reunion, in my opinion, but I get out of the car and walk alongside my grandpa into this dilapidated barn to be welcomed by an overwhelming smell of fried food and the sound of banjos. And if you remember what I talked about earlier, we remember that banjos were not a good idea. What I saw, well, let me just attempt to explain it. All the men had long, scraggly beards. Some weren't even wearing shoes. Mind you, it is November. There were a lot of overalls, a lot of tattered baseball caps, and just random dogs wandering around amongst the people. I quickly realized why my grandfather had told me to bring a cup, which I feel like now is a good time to mention I forgot to bring. There was a wooden barrel filled with a clear liquid that I found out was water. You know, better water than moonshine. It's fine. There is a ladle floating in it, a long metal ladle. You either brought a cup to drink out of, or you utilized this communal watering hole that featured this old metal ladle, which I saw many old men drink straight from. Oh yes, people, this is not something that I can just make up. This is real life. When going up to serve myself food via the buffet provided, I asked my grandpa what kind of meat was in the gravy. I am strictly a sausage gravy person. Any deviation will not enter my stomach. When I was going to serve myself, I heard, "Wah, that there squirrel meat, fresh too. I just killed it this morning." I turned around to see a man, bear with me here, with 2 teeth remaining. 2. Now, I don't mean to sound like a pansy, but my appetite was gone after this encounter for many reasons. 1, he was one of the many without shoes. I don't do feet. 2, this man's oral hygiene did not give me comfort in his hand-washing abilities. And 3, squirrel meat. I don't think that needs any other explanation. Okay, guys, so those are the 2 bits of my stand-up section, stand-up skit thing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear your feedback. Thanks, guys.